I remember one pedal that I did a demo of. I was sure that the pedal was based on the Rat circuit, and apparently the pedal has nothing to do with the Rat, and it made me look like an idiot because I just assumed. So now what I do is I make sure to ask the builders, it's like, what is this based on? And when they're like, oh, it's a mythical pedal, I'm like, no. What is it based on? Well, it's a very popular British. No, what is it based on? Well, okay, the DNA is from this pedal. I'm like, okay, cool. Shoot straight with me so I don't look like an idiot.
But isn't it weird that people kind of try to avoid talking what their inspiration for a pedal was? I mean, I'm always super open about it. You asked me about the Gold member, for example. What is this? What is this based on? And I was super open. I said, hey, I was looking into different circuits. I was looking into the Klon. I was looking into the Blues Breaker. I was looking into the Tube Screamer and some of the Tube Screamer units that are out there. I was looking at them, and there are a lot of things that I liked, and there are a lot of things that I did not like. And what I simply did was I took everything that I liked, put it into this pedal, made it a dual overdrive, that is flexible enough to come up with a lot of different like tonal things. But I left everything out that I don't like, which was compression. I don't like compression. Or for this particular pedal, I didn't want all the compression. I wanted all the compression out. So, but I was open about what it's based on or what I was looking into for inspiration. But it seems like a lot of people, because there are so many clones out there and nobody wants to be affiliated or associated with doing a clone of something, that they're like, well, it's based on blah, blah, blah. Coming up with all kinds of funny descriptions for it. Just say, hey, my favorite overdrive or distortion pedal is the Rat. And, I used that and I tweaked it, or, I made it mine. It's like...
I'm going to put an annex to this because it's something I've lived dealing with companies. So I remember this one time I get a pedal, I open it up, and I don't know what I'm looking at, but I think the layout looks really nice and neat. So I make a B-roll of this, right? So I make a video of this, and I put it in my video. And when the pedal builder in question sees the thing, is like, all right, your video is great, but you're going to do me a favor. I want you to take out that shot where we see the inside because I don't want anyone copying what I did. His pedal was an exact clone of another pedal that's really well known. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, and this is like my early days, so I complied. I took it out. Nowadays, I would be like, I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm not doing that. Like, if you built it and there are screws and we can look inside, anybody can look inside, then it's part of the video. Just put goop on it like all the other people who don't want to get their secret thing. It's like, come on. How many circuits are out there?
Yeah. Or if you don't want people to see it at first glance, put all the components on the opposite side, towards where the potentiometers are, and then just write something funny on the back, of the PCB, and then no one's going to see it. Yeah. But people, how do you think all these PCB kit and pedal kit makers? There are a lot of these guys around. There's like pedal PCB, there's guitar PCB, and also, how do you think they figured out how these units work? They bought, or they kind of got their hands on the unit, and then they opened it and they measured all the components. It's a shit ton of work depending on the pedal. I mean, there are pedals out there who are so complicated. Sometimes I even made with 2 PCBs because otherwise they wouldn't work.
Yep.
And they kind of measured all this and then tried to put it together the best way possible. If they can do that, everybody can do it. Everybody who's interested in the topic. So, it's
that is one thing that I really like about Wampler is that Brian is never afraid to tell you the inspiration of the pedal. Like, he's gonna have like the bell, and he's gonna be like, it's a Nobles ODR1 with the mods I like to do to them, right? So when guys do that, I tend to really appreciate, because I know exactly, like, how many of us at one point have had like a pedal board, and without knowing it, we had 3 times the same circuit on the pedal board. Like 3 variations on the Tube Screamer, and we didn't know they were Tube Screamers. And we're like, that's weird because those pedals don't stack up too well. Of course, you have 3 Tube Screamers on your board, dude. Make a choice.
Yeah.
Unless you like that sound, but you know what I mean? It's like, once you know what you're buying, if you know what the circuit is based on, then you can make an informed decision. But a lot of beginners and even sometimes intermediate players, they buy stuff and they don't know they have like the same circuit multiple times on the pedal board.
Yeah.